halfway through already. How did you feel about Wednesday? What was that like?
Well, Wednesday we were driving back from Wales, so it was quite a dull, uneventful day because it was just us in the car for 6.5 hours.
That's quite long, isn't it? Really?
Well, it's a long way to West Wales, and if you get any traffic, you can get badly stuck, and we did get some.
Oh,
but what I always think when I'm driving, because I'm with my wife, and we've obviously spent many years together and had many car trips together, is in films and TV they'll often put people having dialogue in cars. It's kind of like, well, rather than just sit at the kitchen table, they can be in a car and have a conversation. And in these things, it's backwards and forth, a lot of dialogue. But, our conversation in this 6.5 hours from starting in Cardigan and ending up back in London, if you'd edited it all together, it would have been probably about 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But, you can do that. You'll someone will say something and you'll drive for a couple of miles and then someone else will say, yeah. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah. And who was there with us? And the miles have go past.
Yeah.
And so, it's even in the boring, mundane things like having a conversation in a car that life does not, the TV is not really truthful to our lived lives.
It wouldn't really make good television though, would it? You imagine it you got a half-hour episode, but it's a 6.5-hour drive. What's that? And then,
well, that's an old-fashioned series would have been. If it was a comedy series, that would have been. Well, let's say it's a drama.
Okay,
that's a 6-part drama.
That's true. You got an hour, haven't you, on them?
Yeah. The Journey from Wales.
Yes.
Starring Charlie Higson, and who shall we have as my wife?
Olivia Colman. She's always good.
Olivia Colman, yeah.
Yeah, she
could even make the pauses interesting and funny.
Oh, she would. She just have a pensive look.
The Journey Back from Wales, starring Charlie Higson and Olivia Colman.
Yeah. The first episode nothing is said in the first episode at all. And you're just thinking, have they had an argument, or are they okay? Yeah. Or
about halfway through, the traffic doesn't look too bad so far.
Making a good time.
About 10 minutes later, let's see how we get on. A bit of tension there, a bit of drama. Yeah. What might happen in the next half hour? Absolutely nothing.
It's like 24, but not as exciting at all, is it? It's good. I like that.
But, you do go to motorway services, and that is always a little glimpse into hell, isn't it?
Yes. I was going to ask if you stopped at services to break up the journey.
Well, you can't drive 6.5 hours without breaking it up. Well, we always swap about halfway back at the services. So that's that's the midpoint of the series.
Yeah.
In this week's episode, Charlie and Olivia swap the driving. And yes, you go into, and what is it about motorway service? This is a stand-up observation of comments. What is it about motorway services, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, what are those people doing there? Why are they all such monsters? And it spiced up the journey at least. And I bought some Quavers and a Mars bar.
Well, yes,
I always do. I only ever eat them in long car journeys.
Really? Have you gone for the new flavours?
Oh God, no! Who do you think I am?